The fourth and final objective guide for the day, FUT birthday objective player. Well, that's an easy way of saying 88 rated Joselu. You get a swaps token in it as well for only scoring at least 2 goals per match in 4 separate games. So if you want to just get this token, you can do that. But if you do want to go all the way and unlock this Joselu card, then you can do that also. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 6'4". Agility and balance isn't quite there, but that's expected for a 6'4" player. 99 hitting accuracy, 99 jumping, 90 strength, incredible shooting stats with a power hitter trait. This guy is like a Vig horse. In fact, could debate he's probably better than that Showdown Vig horse card. Sure, he's a couple inches shorter, 99 hitting, 99 jumping, power hitter trait, but 5-star, 4-star. This actually looks like, I underestimated it. This looks like an insane card. Today we're going to go over all of the objectives, giving you my tips, tricks, and a squad builder if necessary. Without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, we have got finisher mentality, score at least 2 goals per match in 4 separate squad battle matches on at least semi-pro, or you can do this in division rivals. Now, it is completely your choice. For the sake of the objectives, we will be basing it in squad battles, but this is one that you can simply do in rivals if you want. You just need to score at least 2 goals in a match. And if you do that in rivals, like even if you lose 3-2, that's still 1 out of 4 completed because you don't have to win it. So if you go ahead and play division rivals and you lose 3-2, then that's completely fine. You can still tick that off. Very easy. You've got to do that 4 times if you want to unlock the swap token. Next up, we've got score 8 goals with LALIGA players in squad battles on at least semi-pro. Now, if I had to give you guys, obviously you may have some good LALIGA players in your team, in your club that you can use, but if I had to give you guys a cheap LALIGA gold rare player, he's coming in around 7,000 coins. I would recommend 83 gold rare Ousmane Dembele. He can be your LALIGA player that you can use to get for 8 goals. We've now got assist 4 goals with Spanish players using through balls in squad battles. Once again, Spanish players, quite easy, quite self-explanatory. Search your club for some Spanish players. And if I did have to give you guys, for example, this is my team here, right? I've got Spanish LALIGA Capdevila, so that's perfect. But if I did have to give you guys a cheap Spanish player like I did for the cheap LALIGA player to score goals with, I gave you Ousmane Dembele. For the cheap Spanish player, I would give you guys to get through ball assists with, it would be no other than, did I go past him? I may have gone past him. I've got a man in mind, he's a centre mid. Canales, there we go, he's a right mid, but I believe he can play as a centre mid, left mid, right wing. Canales is going to be the man that I choose. Like, once again, if you've got some LALIGA players or Spanish players in the club, you'll do that. Simply just search your club, like so, LALIGA players, and you just see what you've got. For example, you can use Depay, I could use my Dani Ceballos and Sergi Dada, something like that. Very, very simple. Search your club. If you've got no one, that's when you'll start resorting to the Ousmane Dembele, to the Canales, the players I've just given you examples. And there is one more objective to look at apart of this one, and it is win 8 squad battle matches on at least semi-pro or in division rivals whilst having at least 3 LALIGA players. People with a LALIGA starting team and LALIGA attackers, Spanish midfielders, you're laughing to the bank, you don't have to change a thing. But the people like myself who's like an icon hero Ligue 1 type of team, I've only got 1 LALIGA player, I'll have to rotate a little bit. If you've got no LALIGA or Spanish players in your club, then you may just have to, as I said, buy those examples that I did give you. Now, as I said, you can do these in rivals, but for the sake of these squad battles, or for the sake of the video, we'll base these in squad battles. Right now, we need to try to get 8 goals with LALIGA players. We need to try to assist 4 goals with Spanish players using through balls. We need to win 8 matches whilst having at least 3 LALIGA players in your starting squad. So for the squad builder, and this will be different for everyone, I will give an example of the players that I gave you guys on the bench. Now, Canales and Dembele were the 2 players I gave as an example. So if you weren't to have a great high budget, then I could just chuck Dembele at striker off chem, and I can chuck Canales in off chem over Zidane. It's only semi-pro squad battles, so the fact for off chem is completely fine. Then I'll need to look for 1 more LALIGA player to get the 3 LALIGA players to tick it off. Obviously, I know I've got Capdevila here. So that's what you'll want to do if you do not have a full club. Maybe you're on a new road to glory, you don't have the facilities. But if you are like myself, now, I've only got 3 LALIGA players. I'm an idiot. I've got Hazard, I've got Capdevila, and I've got Courtois. Absolutely perfect. Now, I do need to try get through ball assists with a Spanish player. Now, I know Capdevila's Spanish, he's La Liga too, but he's not going to be great because you're not really going to get much through ball assists with a left back. So what I will do is and I know I've got a Ceballos in my club. I'll go ahead and I'll choose my Ceballos and I will have him as my centre mid over Zidane. That way, I need to try get 8 goals with Eden Hazard or Ceballos, just La Liga players in general. But I'll have Eden Hazard and Ceballos helping me with the score 8 La Liga goals. I'll have Ceballos, who's my Spanish midfielder. Obviously, Capdevila's Spanish too, so if we get a through ball assist with him, that will help. But you're more likely to assist from the midfield position than the defense. And obviously, I have got at least 3 La Liga players. In fact, I've got 4 La Liga players in my starting squad that I can go ahead and jump into squad battles. Once again, search your club. Everyone's club's going to be different. And if you don't have those players in your club, you've got the Canales, you've got the Dembele, you've got the cheap beasts like that. Now, for the squad battles tip, it is essentially just playing the worst team every single time. I know semi-pro is not too difficult of a challenge. You could probably beat 89 rated, 86 rated, 89 rated teams on semi-pro difficulty. But as you can see, we've got 4 teams here. EA usually give you 3 tough ones and 1 poor one. If I'm feeling generous, I'll give you a couple poor selections. But for example, in this selection here, we've got 1 team, 65 rating, 2 chemistry. If we have a look at this squad, on semi-pro, we're winning at least 20-0, alright? So we can go ahead and choose semi-pro, and then from there, we can get all 8 La Liga goals. We could try get the Spanish through ball assists, and it's absolute piss easy. And then after you get the 8 La Liga goals, stuff like that done, that's when you could simply just jump into rivals and do it that way. But I will circle it. You've got an option to update opponents. Now, you've got this option every 10 to 15 minutes. So by the time you've played a game and finished it, the option will be there again. So you can update your opponents. It will give you 4 new teams that you can play and choose the worst one. If you do want to do it in squad battles, that's what the plan will be. Play the worst rated one. When you're done, update your opponents, so on, so forth, and keep doing that. So in my opinion, what is the best, fastest, and the easiest way to get this done? Obviously, get your Spanish, your La Liga players in, whatever you need, get your squad builders sorted. Now that once you're at that stage, I do think you'd want to go ahead, if you score at least 2 goals per match, you could do in rivals. But what I would recommend is playing a very poor team on squad battles, getting 8 La Liga goals within that one. Now, this is not on separate matches, so what I would do is I'll try get the assist 4 goals with Spanish players using through balls in that squad battle semi-pro game where you're playing a poor team and hopefully winning 10, 15, 20-0. I'd get all 4 assists with a Spanish player using through balls. I'd get all of my 8 La Liga goals ticked off, and then all you'll be left with is win 7 squad battle matches with at least 3 La Liga players, and then score at least 2 goals per match. You'll have 3 more of them to do. With that, you can go ahead and go into division rivals, and you can go from there. That, in my opinion, is the quickest and most efficient way. Do 1 or 2 squad battle games to get the through ball assist, to get the La Liga goals, and then you can go ahead and you can do it in rivals. If you don't have La Liga players and use the players I gave you an example of, you can always start them, go into rivals, and for this, the one here that's with at least 3 La Liga players in your starting 11, simply you can just sub them off. Lads, happy grinding, relatively easy objectives, you get a token in it as well. It's Joselu, he looks a pretty good card as well. Till the next one, I'll see you boys later. Peace out.